Hello, this is Michael Gillen. Today I'll be doing an unboxing and review of this Orico 4-point USB 3.2 hub that I got on eBay. I got it through this listing over here, and the option is 4 times USB-A, and it was $16.58 on eBay. There are also different hubs. As you can see, 7 ports. You can get it like that, and that costs $30, or you can get 7 ports with an adapter. There are a lot of different types of hubs available, as well as this one that's very similar but has 2 USB-C ports instead of 4 USB-A ports, and it has a bunch of other options. Orico does make a ton of products, and as you can see, there are tons of listings here. And I also own other Orico products, and so far I've been pretty satisfied with them. They deliver pretty decent quality at a very good price. I really needed a hub for my computer to be able to plug in more USB drives, flash drives, hard drives, so here it is. I got it pretty quickly. It was a little bit smashed up, but should be good. So on the box itself over here, as you can see, it does 5 gigabits a second, which is standard USB 3.0 speeds, and it is insured by the PICC. It says it's got hot swapping, USB-C, C to C USB to A adapter, and stable transmission. On the side, you see basically all those things. On the back, you get some product information. And let's open up the box. Take a look inside. It came from eBay pretty quickly, so that was nice. And inside the box, you have the actual hub, and you have a cable and a startup guide. Here's some basic information about the power and stuff like that. I don't think we'll really need this. And here is the hub itself and the adapter and the USB cable. I'm a little bit unhappy that this USB cable was so short. I would have preferred it was a little longer. It looks like it's only like maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet long. So I would have liked to see a longer one, honestly. Here is the adapter to USB-C to USB-A. If you take the sticker off, you can take it off like that. I'm just going to keep it in. This adapter can do up to 10 gigabits a second, so that's nice to know. And that one as well. However, since this is only a 5 gigabit port hub, it's not going to really make a difference. It says USB 3.2 Gen 1, but basically that just means USB 3.0. On the bottom we have some rubber feet and some specifications. Tells you exactly what the voltage is. On the right side, I believe, is the power in, because it says PC in, and on this side it's actually I think it's Thunderbolt. This little LED indicator will give us some light, letting us know that it is on. Now let's try plugging things into it, because I did notice that it is very stiff. It is so stiff to pull that out. So it's actually not so easy to put these in, honestly. I don't know, maybe I need some grease or something, because it's very hard to put some stuff in there. I'm not sure what the best move is as far as that goes. It's not very heavy, it's pretty light, so honestly, if you put in a flash drive, such as, let's say, this Lexar flash drive over here, you are going to get some problems when you're taking it out, because it's like really hold that side and to pull it out. So you could try to Velcro it down or something like that. That could be a good option. But honestly, that's a little annoying. We're going to do some speed tests with this. And we're just going to do a simple test. We're going to try to transfer with the computer with this hub and then without the hub, and see if it makes a difference, and see if the speeds are going to be different in each scenario. If the speeds are slower with the hub, we know that's slowing it down. And if it's similar or the same, we know that the hub is doing its job properly. I am now going to do a speed test on the Orico 3.0 hub using this HP computer, which has an NVMe drive inside. On the other side, I'm going to have this SSD NVMe enclosure, and it has this USB to C and USB to A. I'll be testing this port as well as these ports, and this is the power port and the power port and the input from the computer. I'll be using this port right here, which is USB 3.0, so it should be using the same protocol as this USB 3.0 dock. Even though it says 3.2, it's all the same thing. This is also 3.2. Because 5 gigabits a second, which is what this dock can handle, is exactly that. I'll be using a capture card to prevent any interference from capture software. And I'm now going to switch to screen capture. So let's start the testing. I connected my external NVMe drive straight to the computer, and we're going to test how long it takes to transfer three big files, to write three big files onto the computer. As you can see, it's getting nice speeds of around 300 megabytes a second. And we're finishing up at about 29 seconds. Next, we're going to test the portable apps, which is a lot of little tiny files, and we're going to start over. This one should take a lot longer, so we'll see how long that takes. And on the top left, we're keeping track, so it's NVMe USB-A direct to the motherboard. The write speeds are 29 seconds for the 3x ISOs, and the portable apps we'll see. And it actually finished at 48 seconds, so I'm going to write that in. 0.48, which is very good speeds. Now we're going to test the read speeds for both of them. We're going to copy them into here, and we're going to start over, and it's going to be pretty quick. Usually the read speeds are a lot faster. I don't know why it dropped all the way down to 100 megabytes a second. And I'm not sure why, but it's dropping really low. And we're just finishing up at 2 minutes and 24 seconds. So that's pretty good. I'm surprised that the speeds are a little bit slower for that, but let's run Crystal Disk Mark. We're going to run it on the E drive. Okay, and Crystal Disk Mark is finished. We're going to save these results for later. So now we're connected back to the same external NVMe drive, but this time through the Orico USB 3.0 hub. Now we can probably assume that it'll be a little bit slower because it has to go through more wiring, and whenever a cable is longer or going through more wires, it usually will be a little bit slower, but it shouldn't be dramatically slower at all. So let's start the test first with the 3 ISO files, and we're going to write the files and see how long that takes. It is transferring at USB 3.0 speeds, and we're finishing up at basically it was basically the same speed, 29 seconds. So that's pretty good. I did stop it a little bit early, so I'm just going to add that second. And now we're going to write portable apps, see how long that takes. I forgot to start the timer, but I started it again and started the timer with it. So it took a little bit longer at around 50 seconds, but nothing crazy. Obviously, just a very normal amount of difference. And now we're going to test the read speeds of both of them. We're going to copy it into there, start it up, and as you saw before, it was 2 minutes and 24 seconds. This was 0.51, I think that's what we got. So let's see how long that takes. And it looks like it's actually taking the same amount of time as it did for the previous one. So let's see how long that will be. And for some reason, the read speeds are slower than the write speeds, which is very interesting. Okay, and we're finishing up here at around 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's see how close that was to the previous one. 2 minutes and 24. So you see it was a little bit slower, but I guess it was a little bit faster and this time than it was last time. So the hub was a little bit quicker for the portable app for the reading of all these files, which is interesting. Now we're going to run Crystal Disk Mark. Here are the results of the Crystal Disk Mark, and here are the results of the previous one. And I'm not exactly sure what the side port USB is. And I plugged in the USB-C and it's not even showing anything at all. So that leads me to believe that the USB-C may be for a display or for something else, but it's definitely not for data transfers. I tried 2 different devices and they both did not work. So the conclusions of the speed test are that with the dock, the USB-A 3.0 ports are basically the same. They both transfer at very, very similar speeds. Negligible enough that you can just say that chalk it up to the differences in randomness, whatever. As you can see over here, Crystal Disk Mark, they both got very, very similar scores, and with my own test, they got very, very similar speed test, as you can see over here in the read and write. They both got similar for both of them for small files, big files. And I guess my conclusion and my recommendations for this device is that it doesn't quite stand up to the quality that the Orico usually has, but it does work well. The USB-C port on the side for power seems to work, but the other one on the other side that has Thunderbolt, I'm not sure what that's for. In instructions, it says it's USB-C transmission interface, and the other one is USB-C power interface. It says that it might have theoretical 10 gigabits a second speeds, but the actual device on it says 5 gigabits a second, so I'm going to trust that more. And as far as everything else,
It's a good device for $16-17. Definitely worth it. Would it be better to get a Sabrent one? Could be. It's just about the same price, so it could be that's more worthwhile. But as far as this device goes, the only thing I really don't like about it is the fact that it gets really stuck in there when you plug it in, as you can see earlier in my video. And also, I don't know what the USB-C on the side does. Other than that, I'm not a fan of the fact that it's so light. But other than that, I think that it's a worthwhile investment if you need to plug things in. But maybe you have to anchor it down somehow, maybe with Velcro or something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you make your decisions. The speeds were great, and I would not buy it because of that.